What's up everyone, Kaze no What If is here with What If Luffy had the mimic know me. Before we start, if you like the video, like it, share with your friends, comment, and let's start the video. Author's note: the first two chapters are mainly set up but very important to Luffy's mindset and motivation. I have dyslexia and English is the downside, imagination is part of the upside. Disclaimer: I don't own One Piece or any of its characters. Thoughts example. Words example. Noise. Action. Shanks was in the middle of traveling through the jungle on the island. All the crew had gone ashore to restock on provisions. The weather was so bad lately they were having to take a longer time to get back to the East Blue. They were on vacation and some of the crew had family and friends there. For some reason the weather got really rough and slowed them down to the point where they needed to restock on supplies. Shanks being how he was decided everybody had to chip in, including him. Ugh, why did I have to say that everyone should chip in? Shanks cried while traveling through the jungle. Then he spotted a bush in a clearing with a weird fruit in it. It was small and looked a little bigger but the same size as a strawberry. It was blue and every dot had a different color on it. Something else that caught Shanks' attention was the fact that it was the only berry on the whole bush. Now finding a weird fruit in a strange place is not uncommon for this known world. So believing it might be a devil fruit, Shanks picked it and carried it back to the ship. When Shanks got back he checked with all the other devil fruits that were known in the book of devil fruits. For some odd reason it came up empty. Oddly though, Shanks was compelled to take it with him. Realizing however it was important, he stored it with the other devil fruit that he had, the gum fruit. Little did Shanks know this fruit would give off a vibe to prevent anybody but a certain kind of soul from eating it. Shanks' soul was close enough to be allowed to find and carry it but not close enough for him to be allowed to eat it. In fact, Shanks even forgot altogether the second fruit was even in the box. Skip asterisk. Shanks and his crew were now in Makino's bar laughing and drinking heavily. Luffy sits on a stool with a bandage under his eye. "I'll find some way to prove that I am man enough to go with you. You sure showed us how good you are with a knife," Usopp said. The laughing was everywhere. "Shut up," cried Luffy. "Aw. Don't be that way, here, have some juice," Shanks said as he slid a glass of juice down the bar. Luffy took the glass and eagerly started drinking. "Ha ha 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 ha." Luffy looked confused. "What's so funny?" "I don't know any pirate that drinks juice," Ben Beckman said. "Ha ha 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 ha," they all cheered. Suddenly the doors of the bar were kicked open and some men came into the bar. "Excuse us," said the tall man standing in front of the door. At this point, the entire bar was silent while looking at the door. The man who was leading the group of men into the bar was a tall, dark-skinned man with black hair, a black goatee, and an X-shaped scar above his right eye. He wore a long red coat over a white shirt, black trousers, and a golden necklace. "So these are what passes for pirates around these parts. Looks rather sad, to be honest," he said as he walked up to the bar counter and stood next to Shanks. "Welcome gentlemen, what can I do for you?" asked Makino. "We're mountain bandits, but we didn't come here to tear your place apart. All we want is some sake. Let's say 10 barrels should do," he said to Makino. "I'm sorry, but actually we are fresh out of sake right now," Makino said. "Then what are they drinking?" the bandit asked. "They just finished the last of it," Makino said. "Don't worry, you can have this aged rum I have," Shanks said. Screaming as loud as he can, the bandit said, "I am worth 8 million belly. You think one bottle will not satisfy me?" breaking the bottle over Shanks' head. The bar got deathly quiet. Then Shanks raised his hand and said, "Ow, I made a mess, Makino." The bandits busted out laughing and said it wasn't worth his time and he would be in town a few days, so she better get more sake quick, and left. When they left, the entire bar that consisted of Shank's crew bust out laughing. Luffy was so furious he was turning red. Next thing you know, he started yelling. "Why did you let them make a fool of you, Shanks?" Luffy asked. Usopp spoke up. "Luffy, he didn't lose that fight, he won it." Luffy, what do you mean? Won it? Usopp, even if Shanks had fought, sure, he would have decimated him, but at what cost? The bar would have been damaged and possibly Makino could have been hurt in the crossfire even with Shanks protecting her. They left with nobody hurt and no property damaged. Then Shanks chimed in, "Just because you have power doesn't mean you should always use it." Luffy, I don't like it. They made you look weak. Shanks, haha, it's okay, one day you learn when you're older. Usopp then got up and went over to help clean up since only the Shanks crew were left. Luffy, still fuming, all of a sudden noticed a small decorative chest under Usopp's chair. Being curious, he picks it up and sets it on the bar to open it. After opening the box, he noticed fruits inside. For some reason he could not take his eyes off of the glowing strawberry. His lips started to water so much he didn't even care that it was a blue color. Then as an afterthought he saw the other fruit in the box. It was also blue and shaped like a really big pear with darker blue swirls on it. When we look back at the first fruit, he made his decision. Since it was smaller than an apple, he put the whole thing in his mouth and bit down. Wow, this is delicious. If this little thing is that good, the bigger one must be extremely good. Luffy did the same thing again, expecting the same results. With his taste buds not catching up to his rashness, Luffy swallowed the second fruit. Yucky, yucky, yucky. Everyone stared at Luffy with the empty box beside him. Shanks rushes over, examining the box, screaming at Luffy, "Please tell me you didn't eat that." "Yes, I did. It tasted terrible," Luffy said. "Shanks, that was a devil fruit, you will never swim again." "I don't feel so good," Luffy said. Thinking it was the shock of being such a good swimmer and losing the ability. Along with the new changes to him, Makino takes him to his room upstairs. When she comes back down, she asks, "Is he going to be okay?" Shanks, "Yeah, probably. Look, since it is so late at night and all. I will come back around lunch tomorrow to check on him." Makino, "Thank you." Time skip asterisk. All night long I tossed and turned, never getting any sleep. If I did, it was nightmares of yelling and the whole world shaking and shifting. With the light outside and hearing the noise downstairs, I thought that Shanks came to check on me. Forcing myself up, I got out of bed and went downstairs. What I saw was not Shanks. The bandits were there arguing with Makino. "What do you mean that there isn't any more sake? I told you to get some," the bandit from last night said. "Makino, Luffy is sick and I didn't want to leave him alone." At that, all the bandits laughed and the leader replied, "Probably caught something from those weak pirates." Having just reached the bottom step and not getting any sleep, I did what any other 8-year-old would do when mad they attack. Running up to their leader, I bit his thigh as hard as I could. "Bandit, ow! You brat!" Backhanding me across the room. "You drew blood, you little shit. Take him, we are going to show everyone in this town not to mess with us." Shanks is leaving the docks with his crew and sees a commotion at the well. Seeing Luffy staring at him with a gash on his lips, blood on him, and a sick-looking Shanks asked, "What did you do this time, Luffy?" "Stay out of it, this doesn't concern you, pirate scum," one of the bandits retorted. "I beg to differ. I can have food or drinks spilled on me. You can even spit on me. I'll laugh it off, but good reason or not, nobody hurts a friend of mine," Shanks replied. At hearing a gun cock back a hammer, Shanks looked to his right. The bandit holding the gun said, "We said it didn't concern you." Shanks lets his hat shadow his face and answers, "Now that you have drawn your gun, are you prepared to use it? Because I can tell you one thing, never point a weapon on anyone without being prepared to go that far." Bandit: "What?" The bandit was shot and fell to the floor unmoving. Lucky Roo behind him casually eating a chicken leg like this was nothing out of the ordinary. The bandits were shocked, raging mad and changed. Usopp stepped in and said, "No worries, Captain, don't get your hands dirty." The sniper then proceeded to mercilessly beat every bandit there with the back of the gun. When it was over, the only one standing was the leader holding Luffy. Knowing he was beaten, the bandit threw down a smoke bomb and ran away, taking Luffy as a hostage. Time skip. A small craft with one adult and one very sick child are in the cove. Bandit replied, "They will never expect a mountain bandit to head out to sea, and since I don't need you anymore as collateral, I get to pay you back for earlier. Hope you can swim back to shore, being as sick as you can't stand." Ha 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 ha. After saying this, he threw me into the sea. As I was thrashing in the water and starting to sink, two things entered his mind. One, I saw the resident Sea King eat the bandit, yay. Two, why do I feel better? Before he could think of either of these things, the Sea King dived straight at me. Finding myself in a tight embrace, I opened my eyes to find Shanks holding me and staring at the Sea King. With a cold chill running down my spine, coming from Shanks, and Shanks saying one word, "Leave," the Sea King swam away as fast as it could go. I know that the two were connected, but how? Then I saw the blood and Shanks missing his arm. I immediately started bawling and crying. "Shanks, what's wrong? Luffy, are you hurt?" "Your arm." "Shanks, don't worry, you're way more valuable. You're my friend." I continued to cry all the way back to his ship, even going as far as making the ship's doctor pull up an extra bed for me to sleep near Shanks and not leave his side. Which Shanks relented, seeing how shaken and traumatized I was. Chapter 2. Disclaimer: I don't own One Piece or any of its characters. Thoughts example. Words example. Noise. Answers and more questions. I found myself walking in a 10 feet wide hallway. This place felt familiar, like last night, but different, calming rather than endless turmoil. What's made it change? Taking stock of what is around me, I noticed there were candles on shelves providing light. Going one direction, the candles got dimmer and some shelves in the distance were actually empty. The other direction was quite the opposite, where the candles got bigger and he could almost see torches in the far distance. Next was the doors. Simple, plain, sturdy, no, with an empty picture frame 2 feet by 2 feet and an empty slot for a name tag. I open a door to look inside to find it empty. No furniture, no walls, no ceiling, and no floor. Quickly shutting the door and stepping back into the hallway, I decided to walk in the direction where it is getting brighter. After walking for what seemed like forever, I saw an end to the hallway. On the end wall there was an open door. On closer inspection, I see not an open door but a door frame with 3 broken and bent hinges. As I get closer, I hear an argument coming from inside. A female and a man are having a heated argument, as loud as Gramps when mad. Curious, he gets against the wall and sneaks up to the empty frame. Man's voice: "You can't tell him everything, he's too young." Female voice: "No, he has to know, it is too dangerous. The world government will hunt him down and hurt him in ways you can't imagine to get to me." Man's voice: "Just hear me out, we agreed to work together for his sake, a compromise, remember? I understand and agree with you on the danger, but you don't know the world today. The last time you had a vessel was over 1,000 years. And no, I don't count that time 320 years ago when you returned for a week before he died. Information travels faster now that something happens on one island, and within a week the whole world may know. Female voice: all the more reason to tell him. Hearing a loud sigh, then the man's voice again: look, you have never had a vessel this young. Telling him now, on top of what happened to Shanks, will force him to grow up too fast, destroying his purity and believing people can be good. The female responded: I am just so scared. He reminds me of Mace and I can't lose him too. Female crying heard in the room. The man says: we will keep him safe. Female speaking up: how can you be so sure? Says. The male says: without seeing my memories while we battled, would you ever have suspected how serious I am on the inside by how I always acted on the outside? Female chuckled: no, I wouldn't, you got me there. Okay, I will agree as long as you help him advance quickly in your power. You know what is at stake this time. Male voice: then since we are in agreement, let's invite our eavesdropper in. Oops, I thought. Shyly I entered the room. Wow, it was huge. Even Makino's bar wasn't this big. In the corner was a huge kitchen, bigger than a restaurant, with an island bar. Next, a dining table with complete seating for 10. At the end, crossing the whole living space, was a living room with a big couch, end table, recliners, and 2 stories tall glass black wall. Looking over at the opposite side from the kitchen and dining room side was bookshelves filled with books, reading areas, 2 writing desks, and a staircase leading upstairs to what I could assume a living area with a balcony overlooking the living room. Sitting at the dining room table were 2 people in their mid-20s. The man had an open vest, blue jeans, no shoes, messy short hair, and what Luffy could only imagine as a permanent smile on his face. To say the woman was different would be an understatement. She had a flower pattern yellow dress, white flat bottom shoes, pale complexion, long blonde hair, green eyes. Her face resembled Makino, and a motherly smile that any person would let themselves willingly get lost in. Hello. The woman spoke up: don't worry, we aren't mad at you for listening in, but we would like to know at what point you started to hear us talking. After all, finding this place can be difficult in the beginning. And we knew you were coming, but not when you would get here. A few sentences before he said something about a compromise. She took the lead again. Okay, well, first off, I can't tell you everything. You shouldn't be even meeting us until much later stage in your training. Training? What training? Who are you and where is here? After getting a very serious look from the man, she says: I can't tell you much about me other than my name right now. However, I can tell you that my name is Mimic, and I am an extremely rare devil fruit. The reason I was so worried is that if people found out I am in the world again, they would do anything to get me for themselves. That means you can't tell Shanks, Makino, and especially Uncle Gerb about me. Why? The male cleared his throat. Remember what happened to Shanks? Why yet? He continued, well, there are people who would willingly do that, and worse, to anyone you are friends with if they find out about her. So will you not tell them about your first devil fruit? Yes, most definitely, I won't tell anyone. Wait, if Mimic is my first devil fruit, does that make you my second? Says, with a big smile on his face. Yes, I am, however this is something you can tell proudly. Shrugging, well, about having me as your devil fruit, not that I am your second. Says. With a smile and a simple shrug, I say okay. He spoke again, look, my name is Gum. And basically I'm the gum fruit. With me your body will stretch like rubber. Now there are 2 things that are going to be very different from if you just ate me alone. First, normally people who just eat me are always very childish and crazy. However, with eating Mimic here, I can't influence your personality into being a childish prankster. But that is how we are going to keep your nakama safe though. Mimic spoke up, simply put, the plan is that everyone is going to expect you to be a big kid. However, remember how Shanks acted at the bar? I nodded. Not one of those bandits could believe he or any of his crew were dangerous. Yeah, they wiped the floor with them. But I want to be considered strong. Frowning now. Mimic smiled and said, you will be strong, your friends will know how strong you really are, and you will be noticed. But if you destroy boulders and sea kings from day one, the attention will not be good. Okay, I understand. But what about getting stronger? I mean how? Mimic gesturing with her hands. What is going on now is called an awakening. It is where the devil fruit user makes the utmost bonding with the fruit. Because of our fight and our compromise, we can offer advice directly in your dream state. Gum, at least once a week you will come here training and I will perfect and improve on your skills you have learned. Time passes differently here. One night could be the same as 3 to 4 weeks. Noticing me looking around the room, says, don't worry, we will be using one of the empty rooms. With a big smile I say, cool. Mimic, having a big smile on her face, added, also because of eating both of us and having an awakening, a lot of things closed off to you are now unlocked and easier for you to learn from scratch. Looking confused, I know Gum's powers now, so what are yours, Mimic? Mimic looks over to Gum with pleading eyes, but he just shakes his head. I can't tell you yet. I know you don't want to hear that, but do know I am not lying and am very powerful. I can tell you more after your first rash. The look Gum gave her was chilling, and she shrunk in on herself. Gum relaxing and giving out a sigh, Gum said, Luffy, she may not act or look it, but she is way more powerful than any other devil fruit. She is showing you right now how to be humble. I have seen her vessel destroy entire armies without breaking a sweat. Mimic actually smiled at Gum for his kind words. I believe you. I feel it in my gut, and I trust my gut. Mimic smiling wildly, that will also get much stronger and more accurate, but not always easy to read. Seeing the glass wall flickering, Gum and Mimic quickly look at each other. Mimic grabbing my shoulders, Luffy, you're waking up. Remember that we both want to keep you safe most of all. I opened my eyes to see myself in Shanks' room, feeling much better than I thought possible. The bad thing is it is empty. Rushing to the door, I opened it to see Shanks barking orders to his crew to get ready to leave. I say, what's wrong, Shanks? Shank replied, there is a Navy battleship heading this way, and if we don't leave within 30 minutes there will be a fight. Realizing he meant that the town getting harmed, I said, I will miss you, Shanks. Shanks, hey, I thought you wanted to come with us. You have a devil fruit now, so that makes you just strong enough, and you will need training. Smiling and thinking this is what Luffy always wanted. I want to say yes, then remember the talk last night. All of a sudden going with him now, well, it just felt wrong. Then Mimic's words came back to me. Well, might as well start now. Smiling the best smile ever, I say, not, I decided to get my own crew. It will be bigger and stronger than any crew, even yours. Sticking out my tongue. Also throwing my hands in the air, I yell, I am going to be king of the pirates. Feeling something on my head, I looked up to see Shanks' hat sitting there. With Shanks staring at me, he said, one day we will have to fight in the new world. This hat was given to me by my captain when I was a cabin boy. So keep it safe till we meet, and in the new world we will then see if you are worthy of that title, and keeping the hat. Chapter 3. Disclaimer, I don't own One Piece or any of its characters. Thoughts example. Words example. Noise. Action. The start of the journey. I stood on a boat in the harbor waving goodbye to a group of people. They all got very excited and started pointing behind me. I just kept waving, already feeling what was behind me. Turning around, I stared at the Sea King of the coast. allowing a small bit of my haki to come out, making the creature now in front of me scared along with the group of people watching. Since you protect the bay from bad pirates, I will go easy on you. Squinting my eyes and slowly raising my arm till it was pointing at the Sea King. However, you did take Shank's arm, so I won't let you just leave unharmed. Gum gum rifle. My arm shot out like a rocket, hitting the Sea King and making it fly away in the sky, turning into a small star in the sky. Turning back to the people waving goodbye, I say, I will miss you all. Half drop dead from shock. Cysts. Asterisk time skip asterisk. I am sailing and see a whirlpool forming. Maybe I should have studied navigation more. Oh well, just as I am about to use my powers to try to avoid it, I get a gut feeling that feels crazy. Get into a barrel, you have got to be kidding me. All well, gut hasn't failed me yet. Climbing into the barrel, I secured the lid. Please don't make me regret this. Asterisk time skip asterisk. I wake up feeling that I must be on a ship or something because the barrel isn't bobbing up and down no more. Reaching out with my haki, I sense 3 adults with bad intentions and 1 scared boy. Time to shake things up. Breaking the barrel and knocking one of the guys out in the process. Wow, what a great nap. Hey. Why is he laying on the floor like that? The other 2 scream in unison, you just put him there. We'll kill you for that. Drawing their swords in preparation to attack. Cool, you have swords, I don't use a sword, so did you 2 get training under a master or just self-taught? Cause I am looking for a good swordsman or swordswoman. They can be just as good too, and I was wondering if you could tell me where to begin looking for one. The 2 men stared at me in shock. Doesn't matter, you will be dead in a few seconds since you have no weapon. Drawing their swords overhead and bringing them down with all their might. Typical no training. Bringing my forearm up to block the swords. Now who said I was defenseless? I said I don't use one. I never said I am not ready to fight one. Both the men had shocked expressions on their faces as I backhanded them, knocking them out. Cysts. That was fun. The kid said, are you crazy? When they wake up they are going to tell Alvida, and then you will be killed for sure. Cysts. Hey, do you know where the food is? Boy, yeah, I saw a storeroom with food on the way down here. Good, I'm hungry. By the way, what's your name? My name is Kobe. He said as he was leading me out of the room. So Kobe, are you a cabin boy on this ship? Also, who's Alvida and why would she want to kill me? As we walked down the hallway, Kobe, looking scared to death, replied, Alvida is the most beautiful, strong, wonderful, powerful, and beautiful pirate in the East Blue. Sensing something was not right, says. Are you sure? Because the way you are stuttering doesn't sound like you are positive on all those things. All well, if she is not a nice person I will probably have to fight her anyway since it will conflict with my dream. Kobe gasped, then asked, so what is your dream? Taking off my hat and staring at it, I say, to become the king of the pirates. Kobe gasped, no way, that is not possible, there are pirates, warlords, Yankos, and the navy to beat. It is not possible. I hit Kobe on the head. What was that for? Kobe asked. Because I felt like it. So is your dream to become a pirate, Kobe? Since you're their cabin boy. Kobe frowned and said, no, I want to become a marine and capture pirates. But I got caught getting into a fishing boat 2 years ago and have been Alvida's personal slave ever since. She is almost done, but so is Alvida. If Alvida's crew return to the ship now, it will not go well. Time to wrap it up. Stopping my walk to the hold, I turned to Kobe. Tell you what, I will get you to a marine base and put in a good word for you because I can tell you're a good person. Kobe, but wait, you're a pirate, how are you going to put in a good word? Says. Leave that to me. Anyway, let's get up on deck, a party is about to get started. As I arrive on deck, I see a large group of pirates, the three from before and a big large woman. Hello. So where is this strong woman called Alvida? The three from before say that's him, the one who stole your barrel of sake. Get him, everyone. You didn't tell me there are over 50 of them, Kobe. Running away with all of them following me. Then I turn, grabbing on the mast to turn quickly. As the whole group ran past, they noticed my hand still on the mast but his arm stretched to where I was. They look up to see me smiling 60 feet away, lifting my feet off the ground. Oh no, all the pirates thought as I smashed into them, sending them bouncing around the deck like a very large game of billiards, knocking them all out. Wow, that was fun. Now she is on deck and really needs the distraction. Walking up to Alvida, first thing all, I didn't steal the sake because there was none to begin with. I was in the barrel that those three were trying to steal from you. Pointing to the downed pirates. Second, where do you get off squashing Kobe's dream? Lifting her steel mace high into the air, Alvida brings it down on me, smashing my head and face all the way to my middle chest. Ha 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 ha, that's what happens to people who dream, Kobe. Lifting the mace back up. Says. Yeah, see what happens, Kobe. Kobe and a few pirates who started to wake up stare in shock. As my head as it just sprang back to its original shape. Everyone stops laughing. Now it's my turn. Stretching my hand up to the mace and wrapping my hand around it, my hand turns black before squeezing and shattering the mace. Pieces flying everywhere and damaged some of both ships like shrapnel from a grenade. That was for a show of power. This is for hindering his dream. Alvida pales, realizing she is outmatched, waves her hands in front of her. Wait please. Pointing my arm at her, I say, smiling. Don't worry too much, you haven't made me mad at you, and I know you are tough enough to take a hit. Afraid it will hurt though, sorry. Gum gum rifle. Bam, my arm shot out, hitting her in the gut, sending her flying and becoming a star in the sky. Looking around, all the pirates are in shock. Then there were explosions off the bow of the pirates' ship and a marine ship coming into view. Okay, time to go. Looking around, I grabbed 2 of the 4 bags of treasure the pirates found on the cruise ship. Then grabbing Kobe, I jumped over the side of the ship. Just as I was placing Alvida's treasures into a boat and readying it to launch, all the commotion started. Looking up, I see a strange man slammed into all of them and get up without a scratch. Who is he? I couldn't hear him talking to Alvida but could tell they aren't friends. Alvida took her mace and smashed him. All well, one less pirate in the world. Hearing female laughter, I turned back to the rigging to lower the boat, then stop as I heard gasps and a single male laughing. Looking back, I saw him standing there perfectly fine and reaching up to grab the mace. Then the unthinkable happens, the mace shattered, sending pieces everywhere, damaging both ships. But not one piece hit the boat I was in. After checking for damage, I look back and see Alvida flying off into the distance. Yikes. Change of guard, new captain, time to leave before I am spotted. Quickly lowering the boat into the sea, grabbing the oars, then the boat started to severely shake. Looking at the back of the boat, I stare in shock when the man in front of Alvida moments ago is here. I am dead, I am dead, I am dead, I am so dead. Just then I realized he was talking, not attacking. Sweating profusely, I say, "W what?" The man says, "I said if you take me and Kobe to the nearest marine port, I will give you all the treasure in these bags minus 1,500 belly to add to what you took from Alvida and a few of the snob passengers. So is it a deal?" Belly, yay. How does he know that I was robbing Alvida? Need money though, but I won't let him know he got the upper hand. Okay, but if you try anything at all to me, or my treasure, I will throw you overboard myself. And you two got to do all the rowing. Got it? Thrusting out the oars. The man says no problem, I was taught how to treat a woman with respect, no funny business. But I do all the rowing, he can't keep up with me. Gesturing to Kobe. Just then cannonballs start landing near us. Deal, just start rowing already. Man, okay, you two get to the front of the boat and hold on, also make sure the treasure is secured and tell me when you're ready. Bombs land all around, yet he isn't concerned at all as I secured the treasure. Me and Kobe are at the front. I look back to see his arms in a tight spiral behind the boat 10 feet long and the oars at the end. What the hell is he? The man spoke up, they're going to hit us soon. Ready. Ready. Just then he lowered his hands in the water and a massive spray erupted. I wasn't ready because how can you be ready for that, and was thrown to the back of the boat and would have fallen over the side if I had not hit his back and wrapped my arms around his chest. As I held on for dear life, one thought came to my forefront of my thoughts: wow, he is a lot more buff than I imagined. What am I thinking? Man says sorry, but I had a gut feeling the next shot was going to hit dead center and couldn't wait anymore. We should be out of observation range in a few minutes. Then I can go back to rowing normally. No problem, I will just have to suffer back here till then. If this is suffering, sign me up. Smiling. Man laughing says, sorry, what you said was very funny. Was that for what I said, or did he hear what I thought? Then the boat started to slow down and he got up and stored the oars. Hello, my name is Luffy, this is Kobe, and you are? Holding out my hand for her to shake. Girl, said Nami. Wow, you must be a strong pirate hunter to take out Alvida. Smiling and taking his hand. Says, hate to bust your bubble, but I am a pirate. Nami yelled, you're a pirate? And here I thought you were a good person. All pirates are disgusting and deranged people who only care about treasure, or their own selfish pleasure at the expense of others. Getting up in his face and staring him down. Well then, explain to me what pleasure and treasure Shanks got when he came to my town, protected Makino the bartender from harm, beat up the mountain bandits who wanted to terrorize the town, and saved my life at the cost of his left arm, glaring at her without knowing I was releasing a medium-level blast of haki till Kobe fainted. Seeing Nami scared shitless falling into her seat, I relax. Sitting down and burying my face in my hands, I shed some tears. I am sorry, so sorry. He saved my life when I was 7, and to this day I still have a hard time when people say all pirates are bad. When there's some who would give their life for a child they only know for a month. Also, who doesn't know if his parents are alive or dead and rarely gets visited by his grandpa. Look, whatever you experienced must be just as strong because my gut tells me so. And for that I am truly sorry for you. Also, I feel you are a good person at your core. So it hurts me to cause you pain challenging your beliefs, by bringing up bad memories. Looking up at Nami with tears running down my face, I say I really am sorry for that. Nami, wow, he has been through so much. Okay, I can tell he's sincere. I will meet him halfway. Smiling at him. Apology accepted. And I can surely be woman enough to admit that there are a few good pirates out there. Though I think I have only met one so far. Smiling and wiping my face, you must be very strong-willed, by the way. Nami with a confused look. Why do you say that? When I got upset I lost control and ended up releasing a medium wave of haki and you didn't pass out. Gesturing to Kobe. Sorry. I don't have good control over it when I get extremely emotional. Nami well enough said, you already apologized. Besides, I have to get you to the base if I want to earn that money. So get rowing just slower than before. Please. Smirking at me. I miss navigator. Lead the way. Smiling back and glad to have cleared the air. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, subscribe to my channel for more fan fictions like this, and goodbye.